Hi, I'm Darren, and I'm an addict. Usually when I tell people this, their first response is their jaw drops, and then they say "you," and then they say "no way." Um, but what they see before them is the person who am now, and it's not that person who I was 13 years ago. Um, the reason I'm making this, it's really important to me. And I'm a strong believer in spreading that message of recovery. So if you are if you're a person who's fairly new to recovery or thinks that they might have a problem with with alcohol or drugs, just listen a little bit and see if anything that I have to say rings true for you. But anyways, I digress. I still get a little nervous, kind of telling my story, so to speak. It's not that I'm shy or embarrassed about it. It's just, I think about the power of recovery, and it makes me kind of like, wow, there is something out there that is definitely bigger than ourselves. Anyways, so February 12th, 2001 is my sobriety date. So I've been clean and sober now for almost 13 years. Okay, so that's almost 13 years clean and sober. Has it been easy? No. Whoever told you that once you get clean and sober, that life is going to be this magical sense of walking down the yellow brick road and la la la, no problems, they're full of shit. Okay, I still deal with problems. I still get frustrations. I still get to the point where I want to pull the blanket over my head and I don't want to get out of bed for a few days. But what I have now that I didn't have in the past was coping mechanisms, or ways to deal with it. Still, though, sometimes my coping methods aren't that healthy, and it's something that gets stressed a lot. Is that we're not looking for perfection. We're walking this path of progression. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my recovery story. And my hope is that if anybody out there listens to this and they're feeling that sense of helplessness and hopelessness, please, please, please believe me when I tell you it does get better. Okay? Yes, we do recover. We do recover. Okay? If you would have told me 13 years ago, that I'd be sitting here doing this, I would have said, no way, you're full of it. I'll be honest with you, I didn't have much hope left in me. So I'll give you the study notes, the quick version, what it was like. Look, we know what it's like. Okay, I don't like to talk about what I did, how much I did, how I did it. Okay, but maybe I can share some of my finer characteristics, so to speak. Okay, some of those finer points that might make you say, "Oh shoot, me too." Oh yeah, me too. Okay. One of the things that helped me with my sobriety and my recovery was when I first sobered up and I went into the rooms of AA and NA, and I heard people tell their stories and their experience, strength, and hope. And it was that sense of, oh shit, you too. And all of a sudden, I slowly let down this guard of, F you, I'll do it on my own. F you, I don't need your help. And that victim that I had is still in me. F you, I'm an addict, and I can't get better. But it was listening to people tell their experience, strength, and hope, where I started to be able to identify with them, and I didn't feel that sense of isolation anymore, and I didn't feel that sense of, something's wrong with me, something's inherently morally wrong with me. I mean, I had that feeling about me. I felt lower than a piece of crap. I mean, I couldn't even look at myself in a mirror. I could not wash my face in the mirror. When I go to brush my teeth in the sink, my head would be down. I could not look at myself. Okay, I was so full of shame. Okay, I was the type of addict who would crawl around on his hands and knees, searching for a little speck, a little rock still stuck in the carpet. I was the type of, the addict who found, over-the-counter cold medicines. That if I took enough of them in the right combination, I could get that sense of, that escape that I was looking for. I was the type of alcoholic who I can remember sitting there holding the bottle in front of me and having a conversation with the bottle. You are not going to get me tonight. And then I'd wake up and everything would be gone. All the alcohol would be gone. All the bottles would be empty around me. And it was a sense of just helplessness and hopelessness. I can remember telling my dad, it's just like, Dad, I think I'm going crazy. Like I literally thought I was going crazy. It was like somebody else was inside me, and I had no control over, what I was putting into my body. People often ask me, well, what's it like, Darren? And the best way for me to describe it is, there's something in me, okay, that when I have a drink, when I take drugs, a light switch goes on, okay, and that light switch, it's a big red siren, and it's all systems go, all systems go, all systems go, and I don't know when it's going to stop. Okay, I have no control over what will happen if I take a drink or I put a drug in my body. So, I used to think before I came into the program and I got sober that, it wasn't me. It was X drug, X drink. So I tried it all. I tried all the ways, to clean myself up. Let me know if you've tried this method too. I won't use after 5 a.m. Okay, that rule totally went out the door because, well, I'll just do one more. This will be the last one. I promise. And then I'll be good after this. How many times do we tell ourselves, I'll be good after this? Like what we were doing was either good or bad. One of the things that I learned is that, we're really sick. Okay? And it's not a question of us being good or bad. It's just, we're sick, man. We're not damaged. We're not shitty people. We're sick. Okay? And one of the ways that I can guarantee that I don't start to get sick again is I don't use. I don't drink and I don't use. Okay? I have something in me. Okay? And whatever it is you want to call it, a disease, the ism, the addiction. Okay? I have it in me. All right? And I want to make this perfectly clear. Okay? I chose to drink and to use. Okay? I chose. Every time I picked up a drink, every time I picked up, it was my choice. Okay? My choice. But, okay, and this is but, all right? But if it was also my choice to choose, if it was also my choice to drink and to use, it's also my choice to stay sober. Okay, so day to day, I make that choice. I stay sober. All right, so I still get a little bit, choked up about this because it's. I remember what it was like, and if you're going through this, if you're new to recovery and you've got 1 day of sobriety, man, I know what it's like. Okay, I know that feeling, man. I know that fuck, I can't do this feeling, and believe me when I tell you, yes, you can do this. Okay, yes, you can do it. All right, it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life now is so much better than my best days using or drinking were, but it's not easy. Okay, so for me, what worked? Went into the program, went into AA, NA. All right, got a sponsor, did the steps. It's a program where it only works if you work it. Okay, I mean we all know the cliches. All right, and you know what? They're true. Okay, you're gonna get out what you put in. All right, and if you just sidestep your recovery, that's what you're gonna get. Okay, you don't put any effort into it. You're looking for somebody to hand it to you. You're not gonna get it. Okay, we don't get anything in this life by it being given to us. Okay, so when I walked into the room, I looked around and I saw people who had what I wanted, and damn it, did I want it. Okay, I listened to what they had to say. Okay, I put this sense of I can do it on my own and I know what's best for me. I put it off to the side. Now, I know the steps, they can be a little bit intimidating, and I know that word God can be very, very intimidating to a lot of people. It was intimidating for me. I walked into the room, looked up at the wall, I saw the steps, I saw the word God, and it was a big F you. Okay? Who the hell are you to tell me what I should and shouldn't believe? Okay? But, as a little bit of that fog wore off, and as I started to listen to the people, we're really good at judging and making assumptions. Really good at that. And I already judged the people before I walked in there. What the hell are a bunch of old drunks going to tell me? So, I started listening to the people, started doing the steps, started reading the literature, went to meetings. And lo and behold, you know what? The program works. Okay? So the program worked for me. All right, let's fast forward a little bit. So 2 years into sobriety, I went back to school, my second year, and I got a second degree. Okay, I already had a degree, didn't use it at all. Went back for a second degree. Now I had a little bit more focus. What did I want to do in life? I knew that I wanted to help people. Okay. So I went back, I got a degree in kinesiology. Kinesiology, study of the body, how the body moves, all right? So ex-phys degree, and I became a fitness consultant, okay? So here I am, I'm working with people, I've got clients, and, I'm helping them make improvements into their lives, okay? Making positive changes in their lives. Everything's great, okay? Loving it. 2007, I think it was, I'm reading an article in Runner's World magazine, and it's this cool article, and it's talking about this dude who, from the States, who's doing all these Ironman triathlons. And what he's doing with these Ironman triathlons is he's promoting his racing for recovery, as he calls it. Two things right away. Number one, holy smokes, thinking to myself, I want to do something like that. I want to be somebody who makes a difference. One day I will. One day I will. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty good at saying one day, or now's not the time. So one day I will. One day I will. Number two, and I've already, this is something I always joke about. Todd had this wicked tattoo, okay, and on his tattoo, it's from Addict to Iron Man, and it's something I like to joke about. But it's like, man, dude stole my idea for a tattoo. Because that's a tattoo I always wanted to get. I knew I was going to do an Ironman, okay? And an Ironman, just for those of you who don't know, triathlon, and I'm going to give you the Canadian version of it, okay? Canadian distance, we're going to do metric system. So 3.8 swim, 180 on your bike, and then 42.2 for a marathon, okay? All in kilometers. So you do that one right after another. And, this was something where it was just like, I want to prove to myself that I can do something like this, that anything is possible. So, I just had this huge amount of admiration for the dude because, number one, he's actually making a huge difference in people's lives. And number two, the way he's promoting this message of recovery, and something about it resonated with me. And it's funny, I've read about, the universe will plant little seeds in our minds. So that was 2006, 2007. Let's fast forward. Okay, so I made a decision 2008. I'm going to move across the world. Let go of my career as a fitness consultant and branched out and was going to start teaching. And I've always, I always said when I left, this is going to be a great way for me to help my career over the long term because I'm going to have to learn how to communicate in different ways with people. It's going to take me out of my comfort zone. And it's just going to help me become a better communicator with people. So moved halfway across the world, and life's going great. Don't get me wrong. Life is great. And I'm not just playing that lip service. I mean, life is actually great. I'm feeling alive again. And but something kind of happens to me. It was probably 10 years after. I have 10 years of sobriety, and something's not working right in my life, and I'm feeling that helplessness. I'm feeling that hopelessness again. I'm feeling like my life is just twirling out of control. And there's a bell going off in me, saying, reach out for help, reach out for help, reach out for help. And I told you about that seed that was planted in 2000. I think it was 2006, 2007. So I reached out for help, man, and I got on Facebook. Todd Crandall, Racing for Recovery, sent him a message. I think it was like, you got to remember, I think we were in a 13-hour time difference. And he got back to me within 2 hours, and it's just like, Todd, dude, I need help. And boom, I started working with Todd, and Todd, and what he gave me it's unbelievable, because here I am, 10 years of sobriety. F you, I know what I'm doing. I'm getting that attitude again. That F you. I just want to learn how to live again. Same kind of language I was using when I walked into the rooms. When I first walked into the recovery rooms and I was still using and drinking, it was, I just want to learn how to control it. I just want to learn how to enjoy it again. So start working with Todd, and this was tough for me, because he helped me kind of identify with some things that I've never realized about me, and it was tough at the time, but now I see that it was something that I needed to do. And anyways, Todd helped me with my codependency. And, that was a tough pill for me to swallow. Pardon the pun. It was tough for me. It was tough for me in the sense of, look, I've done all these, this work on myself up to here, and I've done this, I've done that, and I should be fixed by now. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's ever a question of if we get fixed, because personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with us. We're not broken. It's just, some things may not be working for us. So it's time to trade in some old beliefs for some new beliefs. And anyways, Todd really helped me with my codependency. So it was a tough pill for me to swallow. That I was a doormat for a lot of people. That now this is really important. And if you haven't picked up on it by now, hey, where I am today is because of me. Okay? I am responsible for my own actions. Okay? Yes, people may not have treated me great, but this is the most important part, is I let them. Okay? I let myself be that doormat. Okay? The same thing I was telling you about, I had a choice to drink or not to drink. I choose to drink. I choose to use. I choose or chose to be a doormat. Okay? I had no idea what it meant to set boundaries. I had no idea, how deep my codependency was. And it wasn't, and it wasn't simply a case of saying, okay, this is what you are, now deal with it. It was tough work doing it. Okay? But, we don't get out of recovery what we don't put in, so for me, I had 10 years of sobriety, and believe me, I'm willing to do a lot of work, and I'm willing to go down to those deep, dark places. At least I think I was, and that's where Todd really helped me. Okay, so the main thing that I hope people can get from this message is that, number one, it does get better. Okay, we do recover, and I'm living proof of it right here. Number two is that it's not a cakewalk. Once we do sober up, once we do recover, life doesn't get easier. Okay, life is still life, but we're given the tools, and we can deal with life. Number three, it's really, really, really important for me to encourage people who are in recovery to come to this website. Okay, so this is a website where I hope that if you're saying to yourself, you know what, I want to make changes in my life. I need to put more positive, behavior patterns in my life. That it's a point where it's a place where people can come and say, oh wow, okay, I've been told I need to exercise. I've been told I need to get healthier. That's great. What do I do? Okay, and that's where I hope that this can, kind of we can fill in the blanks a little bit for you. Okay, um, I really, really, really want to thank. I can't stress it enough. I really want to thank the people in AA. I really want to thank the people in NA who helped me in my first, 7-8 years of sobriety. And I also really, really, really want to thank the people who are around me right now, especially the Maple Leafy. I mean, she's the most amazing woman I've met, and if it wasn't because of recovery, and if it wasn't because of doing all this work I'm doing on myself, there's no way that I would just sit in awe and be in so much gratitude for having a person like that in my life. She has given me this absolute just sense of, man, life is beautiful, and believe me when I say that, because that's why I mentioned the codependency, and it's not because I'm putting all my power into this other person. It's because I'm able with this with recovery now to see that I need to fill up myself before I can give it to another. But once I'm full and I can give it to another, and seeing this other person in my life, it's just amazing, man. And if it wasn't for recovery, I wouldn't have that gift right now. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, okay? Recovery is not easy, okay? It can be an MFer sometimes, all right? It's not going to be, every day isn't going to be a bed of roses, okay? I still screw up. I still make mistakes. I'm not perfect. But what I hope is that, each day I can be a little bit better than the person I was yesterday. So I hope this has been a little bit of a kind of a jolt to somebody who might need to hear the message that, it's not hopeless, it's not helpless. We do get better. Okay. So please check out my recovery blog. Okay. Monkey's off my back, but the circus is still in town. There I talk about everything in recovery, the good days, the bad days, what's helped, what hasn't helped. Okay. You'll get the nitty gritty details about, what's going on in this monkey brain of mine. And if you're looking for some tips on how to get started properly with your exercise, please continue checking out olddogcoaching.com. And with that, I wish you another 24, and thanks for listening. Have a good one. Ciao.